Everybody, happy Tuesday. Hope everyone is having an incredible day. So I was speaking with a friend this morning a little bit about daily habits and what we're doing to better ourselves every single day. And we kept coming up with the word foundation. And I wanted to speak a little bit on this today about how important it is to set a firm foundation for yourselves in life like you would with an actual house if you're building a home, and how important it is to really have a good relationship with yourself and with your mind, because that's what's most important amongst anything else you do. You could have a good job, you could have a good career, a good relationship, you could have good money coming in, you could have things that are flowing in, whether it be socially, whatever it is. But if you don't have a good relationship with this, with what's in here, nothing else matters, because that's what you're dealing with every single day. And I think that is what kind of we were talking about when we talked a lot about foundation, about daily habits that set the relationship up with you and yourself to be a successful and positive one that will ultimately allow you to be at peace and have serenity and abundance in every other part of your life, whether that is career, relationship, money, family, friendships, whatever it may be. So I wanted to share a couple of things that I've been doing and that I shared with my friend this morning for breakfast, a little bit about what I've been doing to help build the muscle memory and the relationship within myself that has allowed me to do things like even start this YouTube channel. And one of the things that I realized is one of the biggest, most important shifts for me is that I'm giving myself permission to make the smallest baby steps forward, because that's what will propel me to make a larger impact in the end. So before, I would really just sit there and say, well, I view myself as this image in the future. I feel and I know what I can become because that's just how my mind works. But I would get kind of paralyzed by the thought of the success that I would have and where I'm going to be in my life and speaking on these stages and all these things that I want to do, because I would think that, well, it's such a large feat to overcome. I have to get from where I am now to where I want to be. And so I think that's what causes a lot of people to not start, because they look at this huge mission they have to accomplish. And rather than just taking one baby step forward today, or even just this entire week, we sit still because we're scared and we don't know what to do. And we don't know what step to take. And what if we make the wrong step? And what if we fall? And what if we fail? And what if people make fun of us? So I'm here to actually say that part of my day-to-day habits include bettering the relationship I have within myself. So some of the things I've talked about in previous videos so far, whether it's the daily gratitude list, whether it's meditating every day, whether it's even just journaling your thoughts of what you do and how your previous day was, those things are connecting you within yourself, so you know what's going on inside your head. Because if we just keep it all inside, nothing actually really comes out. And so we end up bottling this up, and we either end up having a grudge to ourselves, or these thoughts, like I just mentioned, of not starting with what you actually want out of life because you're afraid, and all these emotions. And once you start getting these things out through either meditation or journaling and or gratitude and different aspects of working out and getting yourself active and sweating, if you're not doing any of these things, even just one of them, you have these things stuck inside of you, and you don't really know what your personal triggers are that are leaving you stuck. And you feel like you're stuck, but you're really not. You have to start doing some things to move you forward, even if it's the baby steps. So if those of you who know me personally, I have a checklist that I go through every single day. And am I perfect with it? Absolutely not. But my checklist consists of doing some type of physical activity, meditating, journaling, gratitude list, doing something that's going to propel me in my business in some capacity, doing something that's going to fulfill me and give me joy and have fun for that day. So these are the things that I urge each and every one of you that is watching this and listening this moment to do one little baby step. And I can give you a perfect example that when I started this YouTube channel, my only goal for that day wasn't even to start the YouTube channel. It was to come up with an idea of what the channel was about. And it was literally 2 or 3 sentences. The next day, that's all I did for that day. The next day is when I created the YouTube channel. I created a new YouTube account. The next day, all I did for that day was simply just come up with a couple ideas of what the video would be about. The next day after that was when I recorded the first video. So all these little baby incremental steps, which are kind of, I learned this term through Tony Robbins called the 2 millimeter rule. That 2 millimeter step that you took that seems so small, it builds momentum and it gives you that confidence within yourself. And to go back to wrap everything home from our conversation today, if you start doing these day-to-day habits, you'll start to gain that confidence and relationship within yourself that will ultimately propel you to take action that you've been holding back on before, because you're starting to develop those new muscle memory pieces. The same way that when you go to a gym and you work out and lift weights, it's the same aspect, but you're doing it with your mind instead of your actual physical body. And if for those of you who are watching this, I'm sure you can be the first one to admit this. We are not our physical bodies. We are our souls, and that's really what we are. And the body is simply just kind of a frame that we walk around with on a day-to-day basis. And some of you may be listening to this and say, what does that even mean? We can, of course, get into that in future conversations. But I wanted just to start getting the wheels turning for anyone watching and listening, that how important it is to build that relationship within yourself. Start doing some basic day-to-day habits just to hold yourself accountable, to build that confidence that will ultimately lead you to doing things that you want to do. And I don't care what it's in. I don't care what you want to do in your life. It's a matter of if it's something small or big. For me, it was just getting my messaging out, and my form of getting messaging out is this YouTube channel. So as a total side note, I'm starting this YouTube channel because I want to be able to share these pieces of insight. I want to be able to have an impact on others. I want to know that I'm making a footprint on this earth, that when I'm older, I can look back and say, I'm so glad that I didn't hold that information in, because there could be others that are suffering or in pain in some capacity that I could help. And that's what I'm trying to do here today and every day that you see my face on your screen, whatever you're watching this on. So I hope everyone who's watching this has an incredible afternoon, has an incredible day, whenever you're watching this, morning, noon, or night, whenever it is. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And if you have any suggestions or any thoughts on what you'd like me to discuss next upcoming videos, I am all ears and would love to hear some feedback, as it will only help me and it will help you as well. So have a great day, everyone, and we'll definitely chat soon.